Thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us. The first available KIE representative will be with you shortly. Beast Mode. Effective January 1st, 1978. All clocks and industrial electromechanics operations will cease. Please contact your assigned account representative for account transfers or contract settlements. Thank you for holding. Your call is very important. The first available KIE representative will be with you shortly.
Hello, internet people. How you doing? You doing good? I hope so. I realize I did not post my go live here, so I will just do that right now while I'm chatting. Which means that I'm going to mutter to myself as I type, because I cannot sustain a conversation while writing things on the computer at the same time. Alright. There. And then we're gonna get that one sorted. And then we will be ready to go. So today we're going to be continuing on the golf challenge, the Ingles Legacy Golf Challenge. So originally I was going to do this on Sunday, but I got a migraine something fierce, and I just could not shake it. Then I thought, like, well, maybe I could do it Monday, but no. No, I didn't want to push it. So I am here now. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how many we're going to get through, because, I mean, it is 6 p.m., and normally we start at 5. So, I don't know if we want to go later, or what, but anyway, we'll just do this. There. Alright. It is all set. It is all sent. And so now it is time to play golf games. So, let's switch on over to the main scene. Yes. Alright, so let's look here at our golf list here. So we finished double eagle last week. So now we are at Open Golf, the History of Turnberry. Or Turnberry. It's probably Turnberry, but I'm going to say Turnberry and piss people off. Because that seems like something I want to do today. Alright, let's do a fast load of this, and we'll just get right to it. I think I realize I've got a little bit of a bad habit of keyboards. So I've been buying keyboards that I think are going to be very useful, or like very good for me to use, and then I end up just not using them, and they're staying in the box. I have one here. It's an 8-bit DOE keyboard, and it's got some macro buttons on, 2 giant macro buttons on it specifically. And I realized that I'm not using it because I interestingly rely very heavily on a full layout keyboard. I cannot use those compact or like subcompact or 60% or 30% button keyboards. I just don't do it. Like, I don't use them. They just end up being more of an obstruction than they end up being like space saving. And now it's being difficult. Let's start this up again. Yes. Let's start this up now. Okay, so I haven't used this full load mode, but let's give it a shot. Actually, what's the options here? Run power up, run loader, list background dark. Let's do full load, see what happens. Because, like, it wouldn't be the first time I had trouble loading a game. There was one where I had to, I think, attempt load 2 or 3 times. Is it gonna go? Really? Are we we're starting off with this, huh? Okay, so Turnberry might be a flop. Let's do it again. History of Turnberry. One more time. One more time. This might be corrupt, and I might have to fetch another copy for next week. Guess not. We're skipping History of Turnberry. We'll have to revisit it. All right. Perfect golf. The. There we go. Okay, so History of Turnberry must be corrupted or something. Like how they attempted to make that so epic and it just kind of fell flat. I was scared there for a minute. I thought that this game was corrupt as well, just loading the trophy in sideways. No, it's just a design choice. Games, simulation, advice. Select? No, I think I want to do a game. Oh boy. $18 holes. I assume this is high because it's 2 symbols. Look at this man. It looks like in like a true crime video, and they just like take a picture of the husband who like killed his family. It looks like this. Like the picture looks like that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So in this one, you have to say what power you want, and then how close you get to what you hit is what that weird dot on the ball was. I just panicked and hit go when it started closing in. I didn't know what that was. Sand wedge goes 95 yards. And I'm 67 yards away. And I'm going uphill a bit, so maybe here. Hmm. 85-yard shot. All right, 18 yards. Boop. All right, time for putting. So a putter goes 100 feet. This is completely flat based on that chart. So I'm 18 feet away. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, so each of these dots is 10%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Boop. Yeah, I got told I have a nice par. I did it. I succeeded. I've done it. Oh, shit. That was... No, 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 please. No, cease, no, please. Oh. Yeah, so the reason I was getting into keyboards, or talking about keyboards, is I bought yet another one for myself for the office because, my god, I'm getting so sick of using the factory rubber dome keyboard that came with the computer. It's becoming a real nuisance. Becoming uncomfortable is more accurate. I think it was like a Keytron K something or a C something. The price was right. Like, for a mechanical keyboard with like an aluminum chassis on it, they wanted like 130 Canadian, which, considering how much like labor and materials go into a mechanical keyboard, I think that's pretty good. Alright, let's see if I can be a sneaky boy and get it through this.
Nice show.
Is this out of bounds?
Obi desu.
Alright, let's see. 236 yards, this goes 220. So, by my math, we should just fucking crank her. Pow. Alright, so if that's 95 yards, so that should be 80, no, 42 and a half, which means this should be there. But you know what keyboards I really like? Hall effects. Okay, I think, like, if I'm talking about keyboards still, what I want in a keyboard is something that's built so strong that I can bludgeon a man to death with it. And there's a, there are keyboards back in the day from, like, old terminals and whatnot that can do that, but, I mean, because they came as part of a terminal, nobody really has them anymore, or, like, makes them anymore. And it's just not abandoned. Okay, so if you're 10 over par, you just abandon the hole. there's one that was called, I think, like the Beam Ship, and it's a keyboard that uses it uses a piece of spring steel, and when you push down on it, it clicks the opposite direction of its natural position, so it's kind of like bent in a semicircle, and it's pointing up on the keyboard, and when you push the key down, it pushes on that bent piece of metal, and it snaps the other way, and then you let go, and it clicks back up. And I don't think I'd like a keyboard that has a mechanism like that for registering key presses, but I like the fact that the thing is like 25 goddamn pounds, so it's not going to move. And then because this was a keyboard for a terminal, and those were rather new back in the day, where like some of the older outfits were still using Tele typewriters instead of terminals to interact with a computer. For the sake of comfort, you could get a solenoid put in it, where it just, every time you press a key, it just punches the solenoid out against the side of the keyboard to make a clack sound like you're on a typewriter. Because complaints from people who moved from Tele typewriters to terminals was, I'm not getting feedback that I pressed a key, because the clicking was apparently not enough. Which is a very crazy thing to say in the modern era. Alright, let's see. 37 yards. This goes 95. There we go. Alright. 16 feet. 10... Hey, I got par. But yeah, so sorry, what I was getting at was Hall effect keyboards. So one of the disadvantages to having any kind of keyboard is mechanically they wear out over time. And so if you spend money on a keyboard, you do expect it to last a long time. And the thing about they call them mechanical keyboards now, but back in the day, it's just a keyboard. One of the problems with having any kind of mechanical device is it wears out. Well, in the case of a keyboard with mechanical key switches, you have a lot of things rubbing against other things. You have a lot of electrical contacts that touch each other. They can arc, they can oxidize, and they, well, after a while, they just don't become usable, so you have to repair them. So they have to be repairable. But the primary thing that goes bad on a keyboard with, like, highly mechanical key switches is the key switches. And so what a Hall effect keyboard does is, instead of having electrical contacts that touch when you push a key down to register your key press, you could instead use... Okay, so they use something called a Hall effect sensor. So a Hall effect sensor is this device that registers magnetic flux. So if you put a magnet near it, some of them operate differently. Like some will like send a voltage out a signal line when magnetism is near, some it goes down. But anyway, you get a signal out of the sensor when magnetic flux is detected, and how much magnetic flux is detected determines how strong the signal is. But here's the neat thing. If you take a key spring, like a key mechanism, like with the spring and the spring and the cap and the plunger and all that, but instead of having two metal contacts on each other, you just put a Hall effect sensor on the bottom and you put a magnet on the plunger, you can just push the key and register a key press, and no electrical contact was made. So they don't short out very easily, so they take spills better. There's less parts in them that are mechanical, so they don't deteriorate as much. They have less chance. They have next to no chance of oxidizing, so you don't have to worry about like rusty contacts or anything, because there's no electrical contact. So I have one now, and I actually like it quite a bit. It's a Steel Series one. But what I actually was looking at, if I could ever get one, and I, you know, had an obscene amount of money, was they call it a Cadet, or you can get clones of the Cadet. And it's a gigantic motherfucking keyboard. Like, you take like the keypad that's to the right of your standard full-size keyboard, like double its size, and then put another copy on the left, and then put an entire extra like 3 or 4 rows on top, and then put on like 6 different overlays. What am I gonna do with all those keys? I don't know. I just feel better that I have them. Oh, man. There we go. Alright. 10, 20... Sorry, 10, 20, 30. Aww. And put that to full power. Oh no. I'm gonna do something stupid. Very stupid. Oh shit. How am I gonna do this one? I completely screwed myself over. And wapow. Well, I did manage to get out of it, so that's good. I didn't think that was going to be possible. Trying to hit over the tree and it's just not working. Guess I'll do this. Like a pleb. There. Abandoned. Ah, shit. And I almost got to the green, too. Alright. We'll do this. Pow! Wait, why is it making me use this? Can I not use a wood? Three wood, one wood. Fuck it. Fuck it, let's use a wood in the middle of the rough. Why not? Oh, shit. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna get like 50%-ish. No! There we go. Just a bogey for that? That's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Geez, that's some pretty strong wind. Alright. 155 yards. Gonna 145, but the wind's gonna blow it, so I'm just gonna give it a walloping, and I fucked that up so bad. Alright. 95 yards. Okay, so if that's 42 and a half. Hey, there we go. Right. 15 feet away, this putt goes 100 feet. Boop. Shit. And just a little tiny tap. Just tiny tap. Just tiny tap. Bogey death. We'll go a little bit back. No. Shit. "21 feet. And 20. Yeah, there we go. The wind's blowing right at me, so I should give it a good amount of top spin so it doesn't stay in the air. Beck. Go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Pow! No. So I finally, after several months of just waiting, I finally got someone to get this 6-blade server chassis out of here. And I'm sad about it. I'm actually having a little bit of not separation anxiety. You know what? Yes, separation anxiety. That I don't have this gigantic behemoth cluttering up my coffee table, putting a dent in my floor from the weight. I was really hoping to get it, like, sold to someone who needs it. But that didn't end up happening. Fortunately, that's kind of what happens when you live where I do, and there's not a lot of, like, startups and small businesses. And admittedly, a lot of this problem is a moot point now that cloud computing is so easy. Like now, if you're a startup and you don't really have to do a lot of like sensitive record keeping, you could just pay a subscription service to some cloud provider. Or yeah, you could pay a subscription to some cloud service. So you could use like Google Apps Enterprise or Microsoft Office 365, and that includes things like if you go with like Office 365, you get a cloud-based domain controller. So you could even make your enterprise logins. And if you have a Windows laptop, you can log in from anywhere on Earth to your enterprise. Like, you don't even need an office to have all of the enterprise shit now. That's part of, I think, why it was so difficult to sell this thing off. But it is a piss-off, because it runs. Like, it runs just fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. And anything that is wrong with it, it's easy to fix, because it's all modules. Like, it's all cartridges. So, like, you want a new server? It's this giant card about the size of, like... the size of, like, 3 laptops side by side. And you just get a new one, you pull the old one out, put the new one in, and boom, new server. And you can have 6 of them. You can have 6 of them, or you can have 3 high-powered ones. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was doing. For the longest time, I was running all of my VMs across the 6 blades that were in it. Oh yeah, and so, like, if one day you're like, oh, well, I need 10 gigabit networking, well, you can go get a 10 gigabit networking cartridge, and you pop out the network cartridge that's in the back of this chassis, you plug the 10 gigabit one in, and ta-da, you have 10 gigabit now. Across the whole thing. Which is really heckin' cool.
Nice recovery.
Hey, there we go. I got oodles of spare parts for it. And, like, you can still find these things now, and people want, like, $10,000 for them, which I think is insane. Like, they're not $10,000 anymore, but they're not junk.
Bogey です。
But I'll tell you, I did get my exercise. It was an awkward phone call, too, because I'm calling this company who came to pick it up. And they're like, so how many pieces are you wanting to recycle with us today? And I'm like, well, assembled or disassembled? And this guy goes, well, everything disassembled is a lot of pieces. I'm like, no, I mean, if I assemble it, it's 750 pounds. Maybe 500. Like, 500 to 750, depending on how high I've loaded this thing up. Like, it is not... It's not a little boy. They're like, well, what is it? And I'm like, well, it's an IBM Blade Center S. And they're like, what is that? And I'm like, well, it's 6 servers and a network and a KVM in a single box. Like, I'm gonna go talk to my boss, so he hangs up on me. Calls me back, he's like, yeah, so I just spoke with the boss, he wants to talk to you. He comes to talk to me, and he's like, what is it you're trying to get rid of? And I'm like, a Blade Center S. He's like, in a housing complex? It's like, yeah. How did you get it up there? And I went, cardboard. Well, how are you going to bring it down? I'm like, well, I thought you guys knew. They go chat about it some more. I'm like, how much do you have there? I'm like, well, it's the Blade Center S and spare parts. Like, well, what kind of spare parts? Like, well, there's fan modules, so you can just, if the fans die, you can just pull the cartridge out that has the fan in it, put the new cartridge in. Disk controller modules, network modules. There's a whole hard drive, 6-bay hard drive module that you can plug in. And then there's another set of modules for what you want the 6-disc module to do, whether it gives each blade one hard drive or acts as a storage array. Like, yeah, you can do a lot with this. Oop. Oh, that's too hard. No, that was really close. Hey, 20. That should do. Look at that animation. Pow! That worked out really well. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so I'm going slightly uphill. one tick to the right. 10, 20, 30, so we'll make it go here. Oh, this one isn't so bad at all. Pow! Hmm, 115 yards. This goes 113. Yeah, I can just give it a walloping. Now I have so much more room to fill my place up with more useless shit. Well, I certainly got, like, I think 6 to 8 U's back on my rack. Which means my next goal is to fill them up with UPSs. Wapow. Okay, 9 feet away, huh? Boop. Yeah. So I ended up having to lug several 100 pounds of equipment, not downstairs, but like at least to the elevator. Well, after a while, I realized that the guys who were doing the recycling, they were like, "Why did you do this?" I'm like, "Well, you needed it." And they went, "Dude, we brought 3 guys to come do this for you." I'm like, okay, well, you can load it up from the elevator, but I'm not touching it again. Oh. No, 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 no. Okay, we're good. Okay, 18 yards. This goes 95. There. That was pretty good, if I do say so. Alright, 7 feet away, slightly uphill. Boop. Son of a bitch. Boop. Bogey death. More bogey death. More bogey death. Okay. 122 yards. This goes 125. Nice. Right, 36 feet. Seems relatively flat. 10, 20, 30, 40. Oop. Nice. Alright, 3 more, and that is the perfect golf. There's a second one. But I want to see what they've managed to do with this. Sorry, with the second one. I fucked up again. Hey, it rolled onto the fairway. That's good. Let's use the one wood like a fool. God damn, that's a strong wind. There. Oop. I like how they tried to cover up the, how stuttery this golf game actually is by putting a blur on the golf ball. I like that, because when you're mainly just staring at the ball. So it's not too terribly obvious if that's all you're focusing on. And then when you're zoomed into the hole, you're going to be more performant because there's less to draw. There we go. I got a nice par. I know it's nice because they told me so. And we'll just adjust there. 33 yards, so that's 42.5. We'll do something like that. Third shot for birdie. That's a pretty steep incline. That's 7 feet. I'm going to put it to 10 feet. There we go. All right, last one. That OB. No, it's gonna make me play from here. Where was the tree that got hit? I didn't see a tree at all. Banked it off the side of the hill. Ah, goof that again. I am so screwed.
Nice show.
Nice shot straight into the tree.
Nice show.
Yeah.
Nice show.
It should do. Alright. Now the wind's just getting vicious. Seems like a pretty straightforward putt. Little uphill. 10, 20, 30... Yeah. There we go. 27 over par. Thank you for playing. Wow. You are the best player. Perfect golf. I bet it says that. I bet you it says that to all the girls. Alright. So that was the perfect golf. All right. The perfect golf 2. All right, let's see what we got from the perfect golf 2. Oh, they dropped the. It is now perfect golf 2. All right, what do we have? Is it gonna run? Yes. Presented by Seta, perfect golf 2. Well, he did a little bit of a change, I guess.
検索方法を選んでください。
18 holes.
これでよろしいですか？
We have all these people, and then we have Frank. Takashi, Kyoko, Shiego, Annie, Ritsuko, Osamu, Kayu, and Frank.
あなたの実力を入力してください。
Oh, okay, so it just pick the default. All right. Hi. All right. So it is pretty much identical, with a little bit of change to like music. The UI is almost identical. It still struggles to play. But they put the player character in. No, the player character was always there, weren't they? No, they weren't in the last one. They showed up after I hit swing. Oh, maybe I'm just going crazy. The animation is so jittery for the golfer. Just the act of sitting there causes all of the textures to just warp and jump. It's kind of funny. So it's a little adjustments needed. That's 10, so that should be, yeah. Guess not.
Bogey です。ナイスショ
And I hit a tree. I tell you, that was really choking for a minute there. Oh look, I'm on the fairway again. Now we'll just plow it over this hill. And the wind's at my back, too. Wait, yo, which golf is this? Hey, Sunfall, this is the perfect golf 2. Sorry, they dropped the the. It is perfect golf 2. How you doing? You doing good? Got to I'm glad I got to. Sorry, I bailed on Saturday. I had to defer it. Wasn't feeling fantastic, but I'm better now. Just very sleepy. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's become a habit now, but at the same time, I am only scheduling like 2 days. So it's like pretty low stakes, and so can't help but feel a little sheepish about it. But yeah, health is important. I don't want this getting driven into the ground and not being fun for me anymore, you know? Oh, that's bad. Sure, but health problems don't give a fuck about your schedule, that's right. I've missed out on things I wanted to do because it's like, yeah, I shouldn't go. I shouldn't be doing things right now. Oh, this is a hell of a slant of a green. Oh no, it's rolling away. Alright, 15 yards, so that's 10. That's 20. And I'm a little uphill, so this should do. No. Okay. It's a tiny tap and I can get away from this one. Okay. This is a big change from what I played before. Because in like the perfect golf, the greens were pretty much flat. I wasn't sure why they even had the mechanic of the green breaks in it at all, but now in this one I think they've gone too far the other way. But, oh well. It's still fun. It's enjoyable. There. So this is 106 yards, so 10, 9, 8. Yeah, here. Just like that. Ooh, this one's gonna be difficult. So if it's downhill that steep, I might have to go one lower. There we go. Just think, that's how they used to animate 3D. I feel particularly bad for, like, people who had to do, like, 3D animation or 3D body tracking in this era, because I've seen what some actors have to wear, man. It is hell. Okay, so if this goes 180 yards, and I got a little bit of wind at my back, so maybe here. Hard pass on becoming Andy Serkis. Let's see. Here. Yeah. So up to any good mischief these days? I was just ranting about finally still at mom's. That's good. It's just a good family time visit, right? That's good. That's good if it is. Yeah, that's good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, now we're good. Had a good board game session on Friday night, otherwise mostly been chilling and watching stuff with Mom. Aw, that's sweet. No. I got robbed. A double bogey desu. The wind should correct my course a bit as well. No! Feck. Did I lose sync for a minute? Shit. Oh, this is so bad. There we go, under the tree. Whew. That would have been brutal. Well, let's see. So I finally got like 500 to 750 pounds of server equipment off my coffee table today, which was nice. Admittedly, I forgot what day it was happening because I managed to corrupt my calendar. So I had to put stuff back. And so I called the company that came to pick it up, and I'm like, oh, I forget which day this is. Could somebody call me back and tell me? So I'm doing server work server work at the office. And that's when I get a call, and it's this guy saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm with such and such electronics company, and where the hell are you?" Like, "Oh, where are you?" And he's like, in front of your residence. Like, oh. But, like, before that, I was lugging servers around, well, the server blades and the chassis around, getting ready for them beforehand. So I knew it was going to happen sometime this week.
Nice approach.
Yeah, nice approach.
Double monkey です。
That's not bad at all. I think that gets me closer. Then I go one back because I am uphill of it. I mean, that's not great, but I'll take it. For par, 26 feet. Ooh, this is rough. 10, 20... a little under 30 feet. Shit. And... boop. Oh, feck. This is a strangely laid out green. Double bogey. Boop, boop, boop. Boom. Now, one little effect, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but this game does not run very smooth at all. But there's something very neat about how they kind of compensated for that. Or at least I think it's neat. I don't know if it's actually neat. To others, that is. So, the only thing that doesn't run this choppy is the ball. So when you get close, they put a blur on the ball. And if you're just staring at the ball, everything else looks smoother because you're not focusing on it. Alright, so I'm a little uphill, so I should probably be 70. Yeah! Okay, now this is pretty flat. Yeah, this'll do. Ah. I screwed myself out of a birdie. Ooh, look at it go. There we go. So, what kind of fancy new board games did you get to try on Friday? There we go. The only genuinely new game is one called Winter Court. It's a neat sort of tug-of-war game where you try and influence various members of a court, each of which wants one or two types of influence, suits of cards, and some of which have special powers. We played a few more that were new to us, but not actually new. The big one there is the first mystery rummy game, which is a cross between rummy and a sort of weird deduction game. First came out in 1997, but we'd never played it. I have never figured out rummy as a game. I just don't get how it works. Alright, 10, 20, 30, 40. I think somebody tried to show me once, and it didn't click. Yeah! Oh. I got a par for my trouble there. Alright. So that is the front nine. Pow! Oh. There's also a whole bunch of different rummies. Rummy Cub, the one with tiles, is actually surprisingly good and ubiquitous. You can buy it at Walmart or equivalent pretty much, and unlike most games at Walmart, it's actually pretty fun. Okay, now that you say that, I remember as a wee lad playing Rummy Cub. But I didn't... Did I know it was Rummy Cub, or did I just blank on its name? I don't know how that worked out, but for a complete screw-up of a shot, that worked out pretty alright. Rummy Cub's the one with the bears, right? Wow, that is a strong slant. I was not expecting that. Jesus. Alright. We'll give this a walloping. And we'll go lob it a bit to get it over that hill. That didn't work. Bears know the tiles that look like this. Oh, I have seen this. Yep, now that I saw that weird face. What am I thinking of that had bears in it then? The goddamn face. Distinctly burnt into my memory. That is like the face of a man who is very baked or very murderous. You can tell I don't pick up social cues the best. Why not both? Okay, 190, 80. Yeah. So they just make Gamer. Oh, the company's game replacements. I'm like, so what? Did they just sell the tiles by themselves? Like what? And 20, 30, and it's a bit of a steep hill, so we'll go 31. Just missed it.
Double bogey です。
Ooh, bogey. Yeah, I'm remembering this now. Rummy Cub. So it's just the game of Rummy using tiles instead of the cards. I didn't know there were so many variations of Rummy.
Nice one.
Alright, slightly uphill. So 10, 23. Oh! Ah, shit. Boop. Wait, that said 2 feet shot, but it said that the hole was 1 foot away. That's not fair. That's cheating.
Bogey です。
Well, its major innovation is that you can reorder played tiles into melds of a kind and run straights and poker arbitrarily at any time if it lets you either steal a wild or play one or more of your own tiles. Usually when a card is part of one, it can't be used for the other. This makes late-game Rummy Cup like a very complex puzzle where you try to figure out a way to reorganize everything to play another tile. A very thinking man's game. I know there are more complex ones that are more like thinking man's game, but... There we go, compensate for the wind a bit. So 210. So this is 105. Yeah. So half of 105, 52.5. So a little more, like here. Yeah, like here. Fuck. All that work for nothing. 10, 20, 30, 40. Man, it's still not enough. On the nose. There we go.
ダブルボギーです。
Could have gotten a birdie. Gin Rummy is almost certainly the most well-known rummy, but it's not a particularly good game unless you play it for money. There are better ones to play if you actually want to encourage skill. So, Gin Rummy is the, So it's more of a game of chance, is it? I wonder, how many variants of rummy are there? Yeah, obviously a skilled player has an advantage, but there are better two-player rummies. Alright, so I'm going uphill, so I should shoot a little higher than I normally would. I mean, it's a folk game, so presumably literally hundreds if not thousands. Like any game that lends itself to easy variation, and I learned it from my uncle who learned it from his older sister who has a high rate of mutation. Well, that would... Rummy must be an old game then. Like, I'm probably sounding like an absolute buffoon saying that, but... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This just isn't fair, man. The only card games with particularly set rules are ones with federation and organizations that keep the proverbial ship tight. Texas Hold'em for poker and Contract Bridge, Duplicate Bridge are good examples of that. Damn, I'm learning so much about board games right now. But to be honest, it's more like... The thought had just never occurred to me that when you have a game that's played by everyone across the world, you're gonna get variations in the rules from just like miscommunication, or somebody just makes a variant that they think is funner. But yeah, the thought never occurred to me until you say now you need to have a regulatory body to keep things straight, wouldn't you? Especially when it's a game that is public domain. Because, like, sure, you could say that with Monopoly, but Monopoly is owned by, well, it's owned by the company who created it. But, like, poker? No, I don't think there's, like, an actual company or someone who owns the rights to poker. So it's public domain. So yeah, you would need a regulatory body, wouldn't... Yeah. That's... It's silly to say out loud, yet it makes sense how it's necessary. Yeah, like Spades is a great example of that. Like, everyone who plays cards knows how to play, but you better You better talk to who you're playing with before you start. The way bidding works is wildly different between play groups, despite the core of the game being mostly identical. Oh god. I'm gonna do something stupid. It was stupid and it worked. There we go. And a little more to compensate.
Nice approach. Bogey です。
All right, 3 more. So I've made a resolution to myself that I'm not starting any more projects or bringing in any more like retro computing hardware until I actually finish the ones I have. Because this Atari 800 I haven't made much progress on, and I am hitting multiple obstacles with this ST still. So where I am right now is I got that sync circuit working, but it works like crap. So I'm playing it their way. I'm using a logic chip for it. And then I'm like, well shit, how do I power this? Because now I have 3 power supplies. I don't want 3 power supplies. Yep, my friend group is extremely good at trick-taking games. The family that includes spades and bridge, and so we play our own variation that punishes underbidding way more than usual to force us to play more tightly. So that's a very concrete example of a rule change in a specific group due to local circumstances. A conscious one in this game, not an accidental, but still. I see. Because, like, when I think of mutation, I think of the rule in Monopoly where free parking gets you the money that's in the middle of a board. Yeah, rule, quote unquote. Yeah. Fuck that house rule. Yeah, so it's a house rule, but when you talk to people, it makes Monopoly so much worse. Well, because yeah, and it's funny because if you ask people, they genuinely think that's a standard rule. Monopoly on its own is like a 3 to 10 game, but with free parking money rule, it's like a 1.5 out of 10. Yeah, because no one reads the Monopoly rulebook. Everybody gets it taught by family. Yeah, and so there's no regulation. And it's funny because I think, who owns it? Hasbro? Is it Hasbro? No, Mattel. No, Parker Brothers. God, I don't know. If I just keep saying toy companies, I'll eventually be correct. But even they've gone on to say, like, no, there is no such rule. But people still do it anyway at this point, because they're like, no, well, it's a rule now. Unbelievable. I actually set out a couple of years ago to play Monopoly the correct way, at least once in my life. I read the 1936 rules, the 1960s rules, and the 1980s rules. We played it. It wasn't good, but at least it was correct, and we had a great time. Terrible game. Great time making fun of the terrible game. Yes, enjoying the bad thing for its badness. Parker Brothers, but they're owned by Hasbro nowadays. Ah. So what has actually changed between the 30s rules, the 60s rules, and the 80s rules? Almost nothing, just clarifications as to how auctions and some corner cases work. Although property auctions are still woefully underspecified to this day, a Eurogame rulebook writer would be lambasted for the lack of direction. It just says to do an auction. How do you auction? By auctioning, stupid. Bet you the people who wrote it are like, what could possibly be misinterpreted about auction? What is there, like 20 different ways to auction items? Like the Dutch auction. Like, is it a once around the table auction? Auctioneer style? What do you want us to do? Do we fight to the death? Is that what an auction means? Because that's what an auction means where I live. Alright, last hole. And I fucked up. What was with the cowbell? In case you think I exaggerate, from the rulebook currently on Hasbro's website, if you do not wish to buy the property, the banker sells it at auction to the highest bidder. The bidder pays the bank the amount of the bid in cash and receives the title deed card for that property. Any player, including the one who declined the option to buy it at the printed price, may bid. Bidding may start at any price. What in this... What does that mean? Bidding may start at any price.
Nice job.
Who's defining when it starts? Who starts the bid?
Double bogey です。
Oh, not terrible. Thank you for playing. You are the best player. Okay, so they kept that from the first. I am the best player. The game said so. And this way too over-the-top rock ballad. There's a great Euro game called Modern Art that I suspect is a direct reaction to Monopoly's dumb shit auction rules, in that the game is about almost nothing but auctioning, and there are 6 different kinds of auctions in the game. Once round, blind bidding, just name a price and the first person to say they'll pay it gets it. That's... actually, that sounds kind of fun. But you have to just try and, I guess you have to just try and get art for the lowest cost. And you have to figure it out based on different styles of auction, I guess? Is that right? Because that sounds kind of fun. It has the problem every auction game does, though, which is the first few times every person plays, they have no idea what anything's value is, so it's easy to really fuck up the game by bidding too low or too high. That's just endemic to the genre. Alright, let's see. So that was Perfect Golf 2. Peter Jacobson's Golden Tee Golf. Now, normally I go for 4 hours, but I would like to wrap it up at 3 for tonight, just so I don't go over top. Yeah, certain artists are worth more or less each round of the game, so you're trying to manipulate the market so that the paintings you have are worth the most. Ah, I see. Incredible technology in golf, wow. And obviously, pay the least for those paintings. But... they still make these Golden Tee games for the arcade.
Hi, I'm Peter Jacobson, and welcome to Golden Tee Golf.
I don't know who Peter Jacobson is, but he's got his signature, so he must be important. And he also said his name. That's how you also know he's supposed to be important. How many players? 1. Strokes. Pine Creek, Coral Ridge, Red Sands, Woodland Ridge, Pearl Bay, Echo Canyon. The sand dunes or the... Echo Canyon sounds... That sounds fun. Middle of the road.
Hole 1, par 4. A long open fairway ends in 2 water hazards to the front of this raised green. Don't overpower your shot or you may end up in the desert.
All right, let's have a great round today.
I'm trying to make heads or tails of that person's accent who was describing this hole. Uh-oh. The other neat thing about modern art is that each edition of it has different art in it, some of which are absolutely gorgeous. Oh. So they actually have art. I like that one. What am I supposed to do here? What? Oh, does this require the analog sticks?
The wind is right in your face.
Oh, that is what you
Go,
do.
Go, go, go.
Not bad at
Hole
all.
2, par 5. From this obstructed tee, the fairway widens and then shrinks to a gooseneck with a bunker, a water hazard, and rough sand lining your path. You'll have to hit over the pond to land safely.
It sounds like they told some guy, like, just pretend to be
doing great.
British, but don't be offensive about it, and they didn't know what that meant.
Be careful of the wind. It's coming from the left.
What? Okay.
Carry ball.
Come on. Come on. On the plus side, a rare golf game that actually gives you units of
Golf
wind
for
speed.
one, trying for bogey.
Yeah, it does. It gives actually gives in miles per hour rather than just M. Huh. Nice if it gave me a little more granularity than this. That's Muppets per hour. Alright, I'm off to watch TV with Mom again. Good luck with golf. Good chatting as always. Yeah, and thanks for swinging by. Yeah, and don't worry about me. You have good time with your mom. And yeah, I'm pretty much gonna be wrapping up after this one because I don't want to go too long anyway. So yeah, you have a good night. Have good time watching TV.
Golf for one, trying for double bogey.
There is no audio here. I should probably get some music. Yeah.
Golf for one to putt.
Hole 3, par 3. This beautiful hole has you hitting from an elevated tee to a high mesa green. Avoid the water below at all costs.
All right, don't be short.
I think what particularly sucks about this one is they put the hole right near the cliff.
Wow.
Golf for one, trying for birdie.
Hole 4, par 4. You'll need to hit through this wide fairway and negotiate past 2 large water hazards on your way to the pin. Don't get greedy. Judge.
You are the
Oh,
greatest.
I'm gonna get greedy. I'm gonna get so goddamn greedy.
Check the wind.
Golf for one, trying for birdie.
Hole 5, par 5. This fairway curves dramatically as it snakes towards the flag. When shooting for the cup, make sure you measure your shot, or you might find your ball on.
You're on fire.
Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. So how you tune your shot is with the same stick. So you pull back and then you can go to the left or to the right.
Hole 6, par 4. This tee leaves you a tiny opening to hit to an expansive fairway. Choose your shot wisely, as you'll notice the green and the 2 surrounding islands are afloat in a water hazard.
You're doing great. All right, let's be aggressive out there.
He's on the dance floor.
Oh, this isn't gonna work.
Trying for birdie.
Ooh.
Hole 7, par 4. This straight fairway doglegs about 200 yards from the tee. As the hole turns, you'll notice you are now hitting from an elevated fairway.
You are the greatest.
The wind will correct me a bit. Yeah.
All right, make this.
And
Get
I
over
go.
the water.
On. On.
Go, 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 go.
Golfer 1 trying for bogey.
Hole 8, par 3. To make this hole in par, you'll have to hit over the canyon and onto the green without sinking in the water or sand that flanks the pin.
Don't be shy.
Well, the wind's at my back a little bit, so I should back off. Tiny bit.
He's on the green.
Golfer 1 trying for par.
There.
Hole 9, par 4. A small stream runs along one side of this fairway. Straight ahead, you'll notice rocks that cut two distinct paths to the pin.
All right, let's be aggressive out there.
I'm gonna try and be brave.
The wind should pull your ball to the left.
That didn't work.
He's on the dance floor.
There we go.
Golfer 1 trying for par.
All right, fairways and greens.
That should drag me over the... no.
Slow down, easy, easy, slow down.
Oh, man.
Carry ball.
He's on the green.
There we go.
Golfer 1 to putt.
Don't let it get to you. Come on, hang in there. That was a super drive.
I shouldn't have done that.
Go for that pin. Just knock it on.
There's just rocks there in particular.
Check the wind.
I was sitting there thinking, like, well, how would they expect me to shoot it across? No, where the ball landed was exactly where those decorative rocks were. And there was nothing else.
Golf for 1 to putt.
All right, let's be aggressive out there.
An excellent shot.
All right.
Golf for 1, trying for bogey.
Get it on the fairway.
A good firm tee shot.
Very nice.
He's on the dance floor.
There we go. Getting my groove back a bit.
Hole 14, par 4.
With a canyon on one side and a water hazard on the other, this confined elevated fairway can be tricky.
You're on fire.
Okay, and the wind is at my back, so this is going to work out really well, potentially.
What a
Yep.
drive.
Now, that was a drive.
Hmm.
Golf for 1, trying for birdie.
Oh,
Golf for 1, trying for par.
Hole 15,
This goes pretty
par
fast when you
5.
know what you're
This
doing.
curving fairway is beset on all sides by dense rocks and cacti. The clover-shaped green is inundated by sand, so ball placement is important here.
Get it on the fairway.
This is probably going in the water.
A good firm tee shot.
Right on the cusp. Holy shit. Oh shit.
Golfer 1 trying for eagle.
That ain't gonna happen, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Ooh, that was pretty good.
Hole 16, par 4.
On your way to the cup, you'll have to negotiate a water hazard.
You're doing great.
A good firm tee shot.
Let's get it on the green.
And there.
He's on the dance floor.
Golfer 1 trying for birdie. Golfer 1 trying for par.
All right, make this.
15-mile-per-hour wind. Oh my god. Uh,
Get over the water.
Golfer 1 trying for bogey.
all right, last hole.
Hole 18, par 4.
There are multiple paths to get to the green, but you must steer clear of water and desert on both sides of the fairway. As you hit to the pin, look for the water and unyielding rocks that surround the green.
Okay, stay calm.
So that should push me to the closer shore.
That's a great shot, laddie. Try again.
What the fuck was that supposed to be? Is that offensive? Oh, come on.
Golfer 1 trying for par.
And that is all. +9, that's not bad.
Hey, you're getting the hang of this. Let's do it again.
You want to save a shadow game? Sure. Not that I'm gonna come back to this. But if I do, then there's something.
Hi, I'm Peter Jacobson, and welcome to Golden Tee Golf.
Well, I normally would like wind things down here, but yeah, I actually normally I'd go for 4 hours. However, I am wrapping it up here tonight because it is a weird day. Like it's a kind of an off day from the Legacy Golf Challenge when it should be. So I lost an hour to that because I normally start at 5, and then that gives me, you know, time to prepare and get ready for bed and get food in me and whatever. So unfortunately, it's going to be 3 hours for the makeup challenge. But it's that's all right. I'm still pleased with what we managed to get through here. So that was Golden Tee. And we will set that here, and we'll save. Oh, where's our music? There it is. Okay, so to recap what we've done today. So we tried to get through a Japanese game called History of Turnberry. However, we could not get that thing to run properly. Fortunately, it didn't do anything freaky, like, you know, go garbled and screech and shit. We just couldn't get it to fully start up. It would just give us a black screen. So I've got a feeling that's something on my end. So we'll have to revisit History of Turnberry. We did manage to do The Perfect Golf and Perfect Golf 2, which, I mean, I'm not crazy about them. I do think the Hot Shots series is a more fun one in comparison. Like, if we're just gonna be looking at them both. Golden Tee is what we just finished up, and I think I'm starting to see the failures in my plan of getting new reproduction wireless PlayStation controllers, because I'm not exactly having a good time controlling anything. You could see those huge jumps that it was doing when I was working with the control stick. And I don't know if that's just a thing with the PlayStation, or like that's how it's supposed to be or not. I have a PlayStation 2 controller. Maybe it's backwards compatible. I don't know. I want to look it up before I plug it in, because it looks like the connector looks the same, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's pin compatible. So I don't want to do something stupid and hook the thing. Anywho. It is time for me to wrap up here and get ready for sleep. So, Anyway, so I think it's time for me to go before I start muttering and staring at a wall in fatigue. Anyway, so as always, I'm not going to tell you what to do, so I'm not going to tell you to stay out of trouble. But all I ask is that if you do get in trouble, you make sure it's the good kind of trouble. And you all stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.